friends! This is Em of Plan with Em, and today I am back with a very special video. So this is A, a collab, B, a bullet journal video, and C, a reading challenge. So really it's like all of the things that make me happy. So I'm gonna use these Sunny Flora from Plans because they match perfectly with my theme for June. So this is a collab with Jess from knit.plan.jess. This is my art journal of bullet journal that I've been using for my reading. This is my TBR. Actually, while we're here, I'm gonna do a quick little update because I've read some of these now. So what I did, and will continue doing, is I saved some of these little diamonds that I want to use to mark if when I've read a book. So I have read Kaikei, I have read Ordinary Monsters, I have read, I need to trim that one a little bit. Please don't cut off my finger. There we go. I have read The Maid. No. Yes. I've also read For You and No One Else. I know that these are all blue, it's just because that's what I had left. I do have some other ones that I'll have to use eventually, but cool! Okay, so now what we're gonna do is turn the page. So this is a bingo, which I'm very excited about. I'm gonna pull up, oh yeah, my dumbass deleted it. So we're gonna go into my deleteds really quick. And we are going to recover the summer reading bingo challenge. So there's no prize or anything. I know that usually when I do it I have a prize, but this is the bingo. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to make the bingo board on this side and then make kind of my little summer reading list, because this was my TBR for June. I've already read 4 of the books on it, but I definitely have some like other books that I want to sort of crank out. So I think that's where we're going to start. I'm going to flip to the front really quick because in the front, in the very, very front, oh man, wow, that's a lot of bleed. Oh, that's from my Absolutely Remarkable thing. Okay. I want to do thirds in the Y direction. Actually, maybe not thirds. Quarters is probably closer. So 9. So if I go like 4 down, then we'll have some space and go like 9 by 9s with some spaces in. Now the real question is, do I do it with pencil? Do I start with pencil? In all reality, I think what I'm going to do, oopsies, is I'm going to grab the black boxes from Mojo Jojo Plans and see if there are any like perfect square boxes. Oh, I think I just went past some, potentially. Nope. Okay, you're not a square. These perfect squares. That makes my life so much easier because then I don't have to, essentially I don't have to deal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to start out by setting it down with a 2-inch gap. And by 2 inch I mean I mean 2 square. So if I do a 2 square gap here, no, it's gonna have to be a 1 square. Okay. That's great, because what I can do is I'm gonna decorate this, obviously. And I'm also going to eventually probably put in the book cover like I usually do. Now, I am kind of regretting my life choices here, and I'm thinking that maybe I should move it over 1. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over 1. That way the other side actually also has room. But this is a very fun kind of experiment because you can see that these square boxes actually fit perfect with the Art Journal planner, or bullet journal, right? and they're peeling up really nicely too, which is a huge plus. Huge plus, huge. I think that's from Pretty Woman, right? Except it's a huge mistake, huge. I've never had a Pretty Woman moment. I don't think I ever will. Okay, that part is just gonna live there, and we're gonna just put that one down. That one's a little crooked, but it'll be okay. And the reason why I'm moving it all is just because I want to have a little more space on this side. Essentially, I ended up with like a half square gap there, which does not make me happy inside. But this bingo does make me happy inside. And the fact that I can just use these boxes is making my life so much easier. Okay. That's diagonal. Alright, so in terms of like my reading life, I've been having a pretty good month so far. I haven't really read anything that made me go like, wow, except for Kaikei, which I hope that I'm saying right. So that one has been great. I'm starting a buddy read of A River Enchanted with my friend Ariel, who is Ariel Reads on Instagram, who I met through a different, what's it called? So, okay. So I want to decorate this. What I'm thinking, well, what I was thinking, potentially I could just make it like all of these flowers were behind it or something. Don't overthink it. Yeah, right, Caitlin. Have you met me? I am gonna use this Don't Overthink It sticker though, and just stick it down. Whoopsies. Over here. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I love this. This is like the coral color. So this is summer reading bingo, but then we have my summer reading list. So I could do it, actually I might just do it all down here and then have that top part be flowers. Okay, so let's start with, do I want to letter bingo or do I want to letter summer? Okay, we're gonna letter summer. So we're gonna start here. So also as a note, like I said, this is a collab with Jess from knit.plan.jess. I will link her video in the description. Okay, so we've got summer. Now, I have two other brush pens. I could do reading and then bingo, and then add like flowers in the gaps. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Really quick, that's kind of all the things that I've been doing. Okay, so we're gonna do it all lettered. These ones are a little more flexible, so these are the zebra brush pens. But they're still good, obviously. Now, do I want to do one last one in this sort of blush color? Yeah. Okay. Bingo's a short word, so I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough room for it. Or more appropriately, that it sort of kind of goes the whole way. My issue with the zebra brush pens is like very mild, and it's just that it has an extremely flexible tip, so it makes it kind of difficult to do some of the things that I want to do. Okay, and then we just plop some flowers down. Easy peasy. Don't overthink it. 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 Let's see. Actually, I like this one. It's a cute little one. We're just plopping down some stickers. I'm not going to trim that one yet because I'm not entirely sure that that's what I want, but okay. Let's see. We have some individual ones that we can pop in. I want this to be like, wow, so floral, you know? Which is not usually my style. Usually I'm like, okay, let's just put down like a couple stickers, make sure there's room to write. But I already know that there's going to be plenty of room to write because by construction, we kind of made it that way. So, yeah, I like it this way. Okay. So there will still be plenty of stickers for the right-hand side, but we're going to focus on the left-hand side first. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the same Tombow, where is it, fine liner. The mono drawing pen, but it's a fine liner. So I'm going to use this to write in what everything is. So this is our free read space. Let's see, we have listen to an audiobook. I'm already on that one. I'm currently listening to Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. something. I don't think it's Saint Germain, but it might be. Listen to an audiobook. Create a summer reading list. I'm doing that on the right-hand side, which will be fun. We can go through my Goodreads TBR and possibly also my shelf, because I have so many books that I really, really want to read, but I haven't because I just get wrapped up in reading my NetGalleys. But some of these are on NetGalley, so that's a plus. Read a book recommended by a friend. I'm so hungry right now. I need to eat something. Alright, read a book featuring LGBTQIA+ characters. There's been some controversy on Bookstagram of a creator who basically made a rainbow stack and then said, I don't read LGBTQIA+ books because of my religion. LGBTQIA+ characters. And was like essentially being homophobic. I'm like, yeah, great. I love that. Yeah, being homophobic during Pride Month. Like, come on. Like, don't do it ever, but, you know, reread a book from your childhood. I might not get to this one because I'm not a huge rereader, but also I don't have any books from my childhood. Like, at all. Which is actually kind of sad. But reading a book that reminds you of summer, that one's super easy. Because that can be any book, like thriller, mystery, romance, whatever. So long as it reminds you of summer. It doesn't even have to take place in summer. It just needs to sort of give you those vibes. So, for example, whenever I read like a really good book, I always think about reading it on the beach. And that reminds me of summer. This next one, also super easy, reading a book written by a Black Indigenous person or person of color author, which you should be doing year round. And then also this one's being done right now. Share your reading list, or well, not now, but pretty soon, sharing your reading list on Instagram or YouTube. So now a lot of these have sort of some space in the bottom. What I'm thinking is I'm just gonna go in really quick and just put a square, and I'm gonna do it in what I think is a fun way, basically where like they're not next to each other, essentially. So it'll make like a fun little pattern, kind of. In that, like, in the rows and columns, think kind of like Sudoku, where like there's one, you know, coral in each column, and there's one column in each, or one coral in each row. Makes me happy. Okay. So let's drink some water. If you are watching this right now, which I mean, hopefully you are, take a sip of water. Hydration is essential for creation in more ways than one. Okay. We're getting sticky. All right. I will say, I do feel like I've been having a pretty good reading month. Last month was definitely a lot slower than this month. I feel like I've been having a little more time to read, or at least I've just been sort of prioritizing it more, which I think is a big reason as to why people are like, oh, like I never have any time to read. And I'm like, well, you do. You just spend 3 hours on Instagram. Like, you could be using those 3 hours to read a little bit of your book. And maybe that's just me. Like, no shade. Y'all know I'm on Instagram a lot. Probably too much. But it's beside the point. No, this one looks better. There does get to be a little too much yellow in one place, but I think it's cute. And then we'll just put this on here. Cute! Okay. Now, I'm thinking we could keep going across the top and around the bottom here, but I don't want it to get too, it's gonna get a little too cluttered if I do that. So what I might do instead is again, I'm not being immensely creative or anything, but just cut some of the flowers and use them as icons. So I'm just gonna start. So I'm going to need to read. So not those ones. I'm just like counting what books I need to read. For this challenge. I'm also doing so on Bookstagram there are tons of bingos out there, which is hence why we're like, yeah, let's do a bingo, because we love bingos. Let's just but there are tons of bingos, so you can always find one that sort of suits your taste. So maybe if you like historical fiction, there's a historical fiction bingo out there. I know that for a fact. Okay, so I need to have 7 reads on here, but honestly, I think that I feel like having just 5 sort of suits me a little better. And we're gonna use the Sharpie pen just because I like how it writes a little bit better. So, do I want to call this a TBR? Or do I want to call it my reading list? Or my summer list? Oh my god, this is so complicated. I can't letter it if I don't know what I'm doing. That's a problem. Let me think. Use your brain. Use your big old brain, Em. It just says don't overthink it. But I have my TBR on the page before, and there's not going to be any overlap with it. So, it's kind of like my want to read. My priorities. Or I could just write books. Or like bingo books. Yeah, we're gonna go with bingo books. Bingo bongo. Okay, so. Also, I don't know if you can hear, but there is a small child screaming with happiness outside. They're like gardening and she's really happy about it. Do I want to switch colors? Oh god, do I want to switch colors? I don't think so. Oh, also wait. I have a oh no, that's a Funosuke. Okay. I do want to switch colors. I want to switch to the yellow bingo book list. It has to be 3. You should also know. I feel like everyone knows that's at this point. That while my planner bestie is named Caitlin, I hate, like literally with every fiber of my being, lettering the letter K. It hurts so bad. Bingo book list. All right, I'm gonna grab a few more stickers, plop them down, and then we're gonna fill in what's on my bingo book list. And I decided I am gonna add a few more around, just because, I don't know, I'm living my life. And sometimes you just want to put down some stickers and call it good. And that's what I'm doing. I do have entirely too many of these colors left now, which is like, it's not a problem, but it's not like a great thing either, because I really don't want to have a whole bunch of the same color flowers everywhere. But I guess that's where we're at. Okay. So, books that I really want to finish. So I want to do A River Enchanted, which is a fantasy novel. That's the same book that I'm currently reading. So, you know, setting myself up for success to get at least one of these done. But I also want to read Seasonal Fears. So this is the second book by Shannon McGuire, and it's like The Alchemical something. I know I'm giving it like a really great description right now, but I really don't, I honestly don't know what it's about. And then there's this, I need to look up this one by Molly Ostertag, because I really want to read it, but I don't remember. That's The Weather. I don't remember what it's called exactly. It's like The Girl in the Sea. Is that what it's called? The Girl from the Sea. Okay. So that's a graphic novel. Really easy. But she is such a talented artist and writer. She wrote for The Owl House, like, or at least like helped create that show, which is an amazing television show. Let's look at my Goodreads really quick, because my Goodreads usually tells me what I actually want to be reading. I do want to, whoa, all over the place. Okay, I do want to read 9 Lives by Peter Swanson, which is like it's a thriller. It involves a lot of death, and I believe the sort of thought behind it is that you get this like letter in the mail, and if your name's on it, you die. Okay, so I do want to read Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it though. So that's on the top of the list in terms of like things. We do have From Bad to Cursed, which is a good one. I have that on my shelf right now. I also have Delilah Green Doesn't Something or Other. But I think I might end up going with something wilder. Just because I already have it. I have it in audiobook. And I have it from Simon Audio. I do want to read King of Fools, but I don't think I'm going to get to that soon. Ophelia After All. Oh, excellent choices. Okay, let's do Ophelia After All. Because I have that on my shelf. I want it in a giveaway, and I really want to read it, but I haven't read it yet. Okay. And this is it. So if you are going to be participating in this summer bingo, which we don't have like an end date for it really, like it's just all summer. It's just for fun. There's no prizes, except the prize being that, you know, you get to read a book. That feels like a prize. I know that if I was in like anything that felt like a competition and they were like, the prize is that you read a book, I'd feel like, yeah, no. But I think this is pretty cute. I'm not mad at this. I think it's like very bright and summery. It matches, you know, sort of where we're at with this. I do need to actually update my log, but I'll probably do that on Reels. But yeah, what do we think? I like it. So go check out Jess's video. It'll be linked in the description. Comment down below if you're gonna do this challenge, and if you are, what the first book you're gonna read for it is. And as always, happy planning.